It's continually growing here. We have Steve, so welcome, Steve. And we got Ro Spacia, who is, again, a community member and community council member, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so today's show, the title, UpLink, breaking news. We got to tell everybody, we got to give some information as to what UpLink is. Everybody keeps asking. And I get to actually find out too. So I'm happy for it.
I wish we knew what it was. Damn.
Yeah, so today just
I don't know what
back
it
and
is.
forth.
Maybe
just,
Jason could tell us what it is.
We should make something up real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Changing Binance Smart Chain forever.
All right.
We'll
I'll come up with something during the intro. It's all right.
Cool. We're good. We got this.
All right. So let's hit you with the disclaimer, and we'll be back in a bit. See you in a bit. All right, guys, we're here. So I am in the back end saving some images for you guys to then display. So Eric, you take off from here. I'm going to save some pictures for a nice presentation for UpLink.
Oh, sweet. So guys, just we're having a little bit of fun, and Jason is kind of having fun with this and saying, well, I don't know what UpLink is. Actually, as of yesterday, Jason knows, the council knows, and one of our council members that was not able to join us last week knows as well. And I'd like to introduce you to him and maybe have him kind of introduce himself to you and give you a little background as to generally where he is. You know, we'll keep that kind of quiet in terms of specifics, but we'll also talk about his background in crypto, how he got into it and all that sort of stuff. And that is our council member, Spacia, aka Ro. Give him a hand. Woo! Welcome.
Hey,
Good to have you here.
Welcome, Ro.
Good to have you, man.
Thank you. I'm so happy.
So how'd you
to
get
be
into
here.
crypto? Yeah.
Being a DevOps engineer, I kind of been following blockchains for a while, but I haven't really invested until like a year and a half or two ago. Started to. I've been always like a fan of the financial markets, so I've been trading stocks on and off for a few years, and finally I did the jump crypto a year and a half or so ago. How I found AI, I was lucky enough to be a member of TrustPad, and
Nice.
AI launched the
Very nice.
token. Was one of the platform that AI used to launch the token was the TrustPad. So, and since then, and that's history.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Ro. We're so glad to have you.
Welcome.
And just a shout out to TrustPad. I mean, we have a really
guys
close
able to hear me?
relationship with those guys. We're friends and we love them, and they've been really fantastic supporters, as have you and as have all of you been. So really, really appreciate that. So I alluded to something earlier, and that is we had our first community council yesterday, and boy, did we have a lot of discussion, a lot of questions. It was great. Steve, who's joining us here, was instrumental in putting together the first community council charter. So everybody got to meet each other. Everybody got to sort of talk about next steps. And so we'll be meeting with them about once a week at first, and then slowly taper that off to twice a month, I believe. Sheraton, catch my math on that. It was great. I mean, fantastic meeting. Really talked a whole lot about just AI, the token, UpLink, and I'll talk about two things in particular. Yes, UpLink is one of them that we are doing as a company, that we are putting forth as a company to really start to raise the overall level of AI. And now that these two things are out, we feel comfortable really starting to go into the promotional aspect and really starting to build an advertising presence. So a lot of you in community have asked, when marketing starts now, literally now, right? So we're really excited about that. We'll talk to our man Stefan about that. Mr. Carter, any thoughts on the community council, how you thought it went? Give us kind of a synopsis real quick.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I think I'll start with just the general community vibe over the last week, and it's been really fun to see the council engaging with the community on UpLink and what it's about, and they're all kind of bouncing ideas off of each other, and that definitely brought its way into our first meeting, which was just full of awesome questions and yeah, really engaging. What we're planning on doing with the council, the goal of it. It was a really nice kind of get to know everybody meeting. So it was good, and I think having these recurring meetings will be a really good, stabilizer for a lot of us, especially at Flourishing. We've got so much going on that kind of settling and getting to pick the brains of these really smart. That's the other thing about the meeting is
Yeah.
as they were all introducing themselves, is like, these guys are really smart. Like,
Right? Like
we
they're
picked a bunch of
incredibly
brainiacs.
brilliant. Like
Yeah.
we can't, to protect their privacy, we can't really give you all the details on their
Sure.
backgrounds, but believe me when I tell you, like their backgrounds are just so impressive. They're all really, really, they're go-getters. They're really brilliant. They've done some really amazing things as a group. And they're incredibly enthusiastic about the idea of, UpLink and portfolio management. Again, we'll talk about that in just a second. I'm not dragging you on, I promise, community, but I'm right there with you, Carter. Steve, any thoughts on your end?
Like Carter said, I thought the energy was better than I could have hoped for. I love the way it's coming together, and you can really tell there's a lot of potential in here that just like it was electric. Now I was coming and going from the meeting because my internet was popping in and out. So what I was hearing, I was dying
when you were there.
Yes, but I was dying to get back into the conversation to hear more and more. But I really enjoy the perspectives and the different. This is going to be a council that is going to make everything better. This is going to be a council that brings solid ideas, that is supportive when it's appropriate, that is not going to let things go by the wayside when they see something that is not something they agree with. They are going to represent the community in a way that we all really wanted to see, and that is exciting to me. That it's going to be exactly what we want it to be, and the people and the interaction. I'm really excited to see the people do what they're supposed to do. So Spaceship, thanks for being here, and thanks for being on the council, and thanks to all the other council members for being there yesterday.
So talking about an impressive background, Spaceship does have one. We won't talk about it because Ro values his privacy, but boy, is he an interesting guy. So anyway, so Spaceship, Ro, I keep going back and forth, right? Any final thoughts on the community council, what you saw?
I saw really brilliant guys. The energy is so great. Everybody is so eager to jump in and so excited about AI and UpLink. I believe this is going to be big. I know the team is going to deliver everything they talked about and even more. So I'm ready to move on to the next steps.
So speaking of next steps, let's talk about some of the things that we've been busy working on. I'm going to mention one thing before we get to UpLink, and I'm going to spend virtually no time talking about it. But really quick, what we've done is we've heard you as a community, and you've been really concerned about some of these sort of front runner sniper bots that are jumping onto trades, buying AI and then reselling it, and sort of ultimately, dragging the price down for you. I won't provide too many details as to how, but we've implemented some technical measures that'll stop that, right? And you'll start to see that in the price action and the volume and all of those sorts of things. So there is a value in being vague about some of the technical measures that we've implemented. So I won't talk about it too much, but just know that we are aware of the problem, and we've implemented some things this week that will address that. Enough of that. So, UpLink, let's talk about that, because that's what you're really here to see, right? So, the problem that most of you have told us that is inhibiting crypto adoption is and in particular DEX adoption, is the lack of options to get into a DEX, right? So I myself, when I started into crypto, I'd heard about PancakeSwap and Uniswap and all that. And I was having a hard time just kind of getting into the fold because I needed crypto to buy crypto. And so I had this thing where I just couldn't quite figure out how to sort of get on board. And I could get on Coinbase, and I did. But there was a sense that I was missing out on a lot because all the action seems to be moving towards DEXs in our space. And indeed, that's why DEX aggregators are a thing, like AAVE and others. Well, so what UpLink is basically our transformation as a company to allow for greater accessibility to decentralized exchanges. So what we're going to do is we're now taking the Flourishing AI portfolio. We're defaulting that on top of PancakeSwap. So side note, Binance, Bittrex, if you're using that, that is an add-on option now. But everybody that we on-ramp to Flourishing AI now will immediately get a wallet that they can export if they want to. But it's a wallet that will be tied primarily to PancakeSwap. So anybody joining Flourishing AI, you're going to be on PancakeSwap now, and we are providing for an on-ramp to the DEXs via UpLink. That's what UpLink is. It is an on-ramp that will allow new users to participate, like Steve, right? I mean, he's one of the first beta testers, right? We're going to allow folks to actually on-ramp to PancakeSwap and start to trade via, and this is the key, a portfolio layer. So if you're brand new, don't know what to do with DEXs, you've got some crypto, you're able to buy it through UpLink, and you're going, okay, now what, right? Because that's the problem. A lot of people will buy crypto and then they have this now what thing. And so what they'll do is they'll go on YouTube, and some influencers like Jason are fantastic sources of information. Others are just hype masters. And so they get hyped into a coin, jump into it, lose their shirts, rage quit, right? Gaming term, rage quit, for those of you who are video gamers. That's not a good dynamic. It's not good for us.
If that token is also on Binance Smart Chain, then the person trying to buy that token is about to explode because they don't even know how to do that.
Yeah, how do you get on Binance Smart Chain if you're a complete noob, right?
Oh,
like, how do you get on there?
It's infuriating. It's and I feel like you're being really, really polite, Eric. I mean, I'm at that point where I'm very, very new, and it is absolutely infuriating. It's like somebody's trying. It's like there's a goalie trying to keep me from scoring. In the easiest game you're supposed to be able to play. I want to buy something and nobody's letting me buy it, and it drives me nuts. And that's what you're talking about here. That's that easy on ramp that I'm excited. I'm excited because I mean you're providing something I've been looking for the last couple of years.
So let's pull this up. Keep talking about it.
It's needed
I want
in
to
the
pull up
market.
the screen. I'm getting itchy here.
Jason.
I want to show this.
And Will, if you can narrate us through it a little bit, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, let me make this screen is very small for me. There it goes. Okay. So just the big picture here. Imagine being able to take your cash and put it straight into a portfolio managed system up for DEXs. Like straight from cash to a DEX portfolio. One step. Currently, there's this serious problem in the industry where you got to sign up for an exchange, complete the KYC of the exchange, buy some random coin, convert that coin off the exchange to a bridge in a separate wallet, then use a cross-chain bridge, convert that to a different network that works with that particular DEX, then put that in the DEX. Then after you complete like those 50 steps or whatever that is, right? Then you figure out like, okay, now I finally have a DEX. Now what do I buy? And the only information you have are, for the most part, these hype master FOMO video people on YouTube and TikTok and stuff. And it's just doesn't give you a true and unbiased perspective on what is actually an investable asset that's not a scam, right? So we've completely cut all of that away, all of it away. UpLink is your ability to convert cash directly into a professionally managed DEX portfolio system that is driven by Fate, the AI. Think about how transformational that is and how big the market reach of people that's going to affect, right? People that have heard about DeFi, people have heard about DEXs maybe. They hear about these coins or tokens, I mean, that exist on DEXs, but they can't access them because it's just too hard. We've just completely simplified the whole process. So
Yeah, I think one of the ways to describe it that I've used is we're casting basically the largest net possible in getting people in the door as easily as can be and giving them every reason to come and check it out, right? The simple step-by-step process of getting up and getting trading on a DEX is now possible, right? This is something that's never existed before, which is just astounding, right? And Will, tell us how you kind of came up, like, what was that moment of inspiration? Because, you know, this is the kind of fascinating stuff from my side where, you know, you look at it and you go, I can fix that, right? Like, how do you begin to think around that? Like, just for my
That's
own
exactly how
edification.
UpLink started, by the way, last year around September as an idea. Will just kind of looked at this problem and went, I can fix that. That's literally how it happened.
we
This is
were
crazy.
literally on the live cast. I wish I had the clip. Like, I literally spelled
Seriously,
it out on
like,
the
yeah,
live cast with Jason and all you guys were on it.
Yes. Yes,
And I was
the
like,
genesis
thinking,
was
like,
actually
it's
on the
just too
show.
hard for people to get on DEXs and get a managed
Yes.
portfolio. And it's like the light bulb went on, right? You remember this?
Right.
That's
the irony. We've been keeping this thing secret, right? And yet we talked about it back in like September, October on this show. It's anyway. So I hope you guys don't mind that we trolled you a little bit on the announcement, but it's all in good fun. I promise.
The one thing also,
yeah, go ahead.
I want to point out on the screenshots, it does not showcase that AI tokens are being burned. It's another part that's not actually on these screenshots.
Good point.
Yeah,
Good
so
point.
Actually, yeah.
So we're just going through some screenshots now because in the spirit of like truthfulness here, like our actual product had a bug in it as of midnight last night where like me and the two other engineers are trying to figure it out and we just couldn't solve it by this morning. So this is going to be functional again probably in the next hour. I will continue our testing. Like we've all been testing this already. So it's very simple. You enter in the amount of BNB you want to buy, like the cash amount. Well, basically the cash amount you want to invest in a portfolio for DEX, right? You say, I want a portfolio worth of $1,000, right? Then it'll say, well, we're going to convert this into this much BNB. Put your email in so that we can do receipts and things like that, right?
I've never done a demonstration like this before. I'm doing a good job here.
You're doing great.
And this is the real-time price of BNB, which we use Chainlink to help us out with. As you guys remember, this partnership from last year with Chainlink, right?
I remember that. Yep. But on the screen also, this is where it does show the amount of AI tokens that are being burned.
Yes.
So
we do show that now. Like it's in bold on here. Like we're going to burn this much AI, right?
Yep.
Right.
Then
one thing that I guess that I do want to keep emphasizing throughout this whole entire process, and this was also kind of a reaction from, I think, a majority of the community council. When people are signing up, you have two options. And I want to keep pounding everybody in the head with that. You know, one option is that you have those funds sent to Fate to then manage for you, right? But you also have the option, as the screen says right here, to send those funds to a MetaMask wallet that you have created, or a wallet in general. So you don't have to just be stuck to the portfolio system.
That's right. And think about it this way also. So, you know, just for point of clarification for the community and so that they understand how we're utilizing this. basically, even if a new user comes in and only engages with a MetaMask wallet, they still have a level 1 Flourishing AI account, right? Going through this process, you automatically create a Flourishing AI account. What that means is that we are then able to reach to those new users and encourage them both to continue using UpLink, but then more importantly, to try Fade, right? Again, casting the biggest net possible. We've created this opportunity for people to come in the door without having to commit to Fade, right? But we now have made the upsell to Fade a much simpler, much more straightforward process where we've already got a user in the system and we've made it comfortable for them. And now turning on Fade becomes a simple toggle switch control, right? You don't have to go, again, as Eric noted, right? Binance and Bittrex are their own things. The whole focus of this is that we're becoming this DEX aggregator, and you immediately get up on DEXs. And by delivering that, we've given the ability to literally toggle on or off Fade, which means that there is no complex connection issues that you have to go through anymore, right? You don't have to figure out how to get your keys and all of those things. It's just turned on for you, which is a game changer, absolute game changer for us. I'd love to hear Ro's response. What did you think when you first got the rundown on this, man?
He's there.
He's there. Come on, Ro.
Hello,
Yeah, we got you.
I'm having some network issue. Hello,
Oh, we hear you.
Loud and clear.
can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
All right, we'll
he's
get that.
And
All
there he
right,
goes. Okay, so we'll get his hot take in just
He
a minute.
he was stunned.
Live
He
show, everybody.
literally was speechless. He could not.
Can you guys hear me?
Convey just was.
Yes.
There we go.
Ro, we thought that just UpLink was so impressive that your computer just kind of gave up and said, "All right, I'm outclassed," and just kind of shut you off the stream. You know.
That sounds about right. That was the reaction from yesterday's meeting with the team and the council member. Honestly, we've been all so eager to know about UpLink. Like we've been so waiting for this moment. And yesterday, the team we met with the team and they told us about UpLink. I was like, this is just another level. We're gonna be like changing everything in BSC. Like this is gonna be so awesome that everybody gonna be I don't know how to say it, but I know a lot of people that they try to come in, but they just don't know how to buy on PancakeSwap. I know so many people, and when the team told us about UpLink, I just thought about all these people. Now they can easily come in and have an account and use PancakeSwap and use Fate, and it just
Breaking up.
Breaking up a little bit.
That's why I love doing these live shows, by the way.
I know, right?
You never know what you're gonna get.
I'm like, I'm waiting.
Just think about all these people that went through all those steps to get onto PancakeSwap, and then they end up jumping into a scam coin at the end of all
Exactly.
of it.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, some of the numbers.
That's got to be for people.
Yeah, think about some of the numbers of, just how many people are actually able to grow their hodl, right, in crypto.
Yeah.
I mean, Eric, you threw out the number. It's something like 85%, 90% lose money as soon as they start
90,
investing.
92, 95, something like that. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And you think, why does crypto have a bad name in the media? Well, one theory is because the banks are trying to kill it. And that's true to a significant extent. The other side of it is that 95% of people lose money. What does that tell you? That tells you there's tremendous promise in crypto, but the industry isn't mature yet, right?
Yeah.
It's, it's peddlers and shillers and Telegram and silliness, right? And we're trying to do something very different. So the innovation here, guys, is not, so in summary, right? The innovation here really isn't a DEX aggregator. There are others out there. The innovation here is a DEX aggregator on top of which we have this artificial intelligence portfolio manager that buys and sells for new users and for users like you guys who are experienced, but you've got lives to live. You've got, work, and you've got kids, and you've got vacation time, or you just can't be bothered to sit there and day trade all day, right? That's really what we're providing here, right? Is the safest, easiest way to get into decentralized exchanges and really own your crypto wealth. That is huge, right? It's a game changer. For us as a company, that now means that we are DeFi centric. We are a DEX, focused portfolio manager. And for those of you, again, using Binance, that still stays on as an add-on. That's not going anywhere. You still hold your AI tokens, you get access, same thing. That does not change. What does change is that we are now subscribing people by default into PancakeSwap, and then soon to be Uniswap, and so on, right? So we'll add DEXs over time, and you guys can choose as to which you operate on, right? So that's the key there.
Yeah, one thing to note.
The simplicity of we've simplified this process so much.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, one thing to note about timing, right? So let's talk about timing real quick. Beta launch, as you guys can tell, is in progress. The internal teams have already been testing it. We're banging through it. Obviously, it's a good thing we're doing that because it is having a couple of hiccups right now, but it's going to be right back online in just a moment. But we will be opening it up to the public today. And this is important to understand. The Community Council gets it first. So they are the first members of the public that will be invited in to actually begin testing UpLink with us. And that's going to be one at a time. So those folks will be notified today, over the course of today. Throughout the weekend, the team and the council will be banging through this. On Monday, we're going to be doing a soft launch. And that means that we're going to be opening it up to the community. That means you folks listening get to play with it. Specifically, though, you need to be a registered Fate user. We will be notifying you via email. So make sure you're checking your email. And it's just going to be rolling out where we're bringing in new users or existing Fate account holders to begin testing. So look for the email to invite you in to tell you how you can get in and get access to it. And that's pretty much it. We're looking at an official open public launch in mid-February. So as quickly as we bang through the beta testing, and again, we're relying on you guys to help us knock out all the kinks as quickly as possible. And really, that's the only gating factor to opening this up to community-wide.
So there's
And I'll
something
stress that Stefan and his team have done a fantastic job of preparing the marketing blitz that is coming. Now that we have that definition, we are DEX-centric. We are operating a portfolio manager on, again, PancakeSwap first, and others to follow. Now we can start the marketing push because we wanted to establish that identity first with UpLink, with Flourishing AI in place. So now we push. You know?
Eric, I gotta say just one thing. So
yeah, go for
it. I hate cutting you guys off, but just we're in the crypto space. It's like we've been in the space. We know how some things work. Steve, if you've kind of got into like the bridge aspect, you're kind of like how you said it's like a goalie preventing you from scoring a goal, right?
Yeah.
So like that analogy. Think about those that aren't involved in this space.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're about to start the marketing campaign. So Cannonball, we talked about just basic email marketing or even like text message marketing. Think of a nice landing page or I'm just talking like basic marketing, right? So like a landing page where you have all these other projects that are saying, hey, you should get our token because blah, 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 blah. And then in the end, you got to go to Coinbase. You got to figure out all that kind of stuff. And then because you're at Coinbase, you're going to have limitations. So you may not do a withdrawal of any of your purchases for 24 or 48 hours, by the way.
Yeah.
And then after that, you're going to figure out what MetaMask is or a Trust Wallet. And then after that, you're going to have to find a bridge or figure out a way to get BNB tokens.
Yeah.
And then you're going to deal with slippage and all this other stuff to get that other token. UpLink. Nice landing page. Follow the setup process. Use your credit card. Or we're talking about ACH deposits, right? So direct link to your
wire ACH is coming too.
Yeah. So we have that. And then buy BNB.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
But-
Yeah,
but
like
Literally,
that-
click, click, click.
If
You're on.
Yeah.
if we're just dealing with our friends and family that have constantly been seeing Bitcoin on the news and everybody just talking about Ethereum and all these other tokens, why not try AI trading? You know,
Yeah.
an actual portfolio that's being managed by something that's new, revolutionary, and again, they just have to go through this simple process to start. That's what this is all about. All these other projects that are out there are constantly talking about them or trying to market themselves, but attaining that token is honestly the hardest part.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
So, I mean, go ahead.
No. You go, Steve. Go for it.
I was just going to say, Jason, you're absolutely right. And I mean, Eric is very kind when he says, you know, Steve is, you know, new to the space. I am, and I came to work with this group, and I'm excited about crypto. Trying to get in, I have a little here and there, and you know, want to get my hands on more and really become a more savvy investor. Imagine my surprise when the thing that I want most is I'm being told that I get to help launch this.
Yeah.
That literally the thing that I want most in crypto is the easy way to get into crypto, and I get to help launch. This is so it's okay. It's like I get to handle all my problems in one therapy session.
Right.
Pretty much.
All of it there, and I get to do it all. And I'm so excited about this because it's going to be that easy. And you are not wrong about all of the different bridges and how I have to go from this place to this place.
Insane.
I don't have that kind
Mess.
of time to stay in one place to try and figure that out. This is going to save time. It's going to save people money and headaches, and you know, all the different places they have stuff stashed and the different coins they have to buy at this coin and all that. This is going to revolutionize the market.
Yeah, and that's the point, right? And you know, let's take a step back for a second. You know, what we've done, and one of the questions that came in is, you know, on the chat, anyone will have access to UpLink or only the ones who have access to Fate? It's anyone who has access to a computer can use UpLink, period, full stop, right?
All that we were saying is that anybody that already has access to Fate, you're using that same account to then use UpLink.
Exactly.
If you haven't used either or, you can still use UpLink separately, or
And
then
you create an account
to Fate.
Let me say that slightly differently, if I may. If you have a Flourishing login, email, password, all that, you can use that to log into UpLink. If you don't, and you go in through UpLink, you could use the same credentials that you created in UpLink to get into Flourishing AI, or vice versa, right? So it's unified. It's super easy. But again, it's that simple, you know, PLG in the chat, right? I hear you, brother, right? Hey, maybe I can finally get my mother into crypto. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly the point, right? Literally get on. I have a payment means. I'm going to go ahead and buy crypto. Literally one button push. Now your portfolio manager is working for you. You don't have to do anything. It's zero touch. And that was the goal.
Yeah, and it's just to reiterate on this, every transaction that goes through UpLink is gonna burn AI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a
And
lot.
second to that, think about that. It also works as a generic on-ramp, and it's gonna be the cheapest on-ramp. So think about literally the cheapest on-ramp into crypto that also
Helps you
burns
make
our
money.
token, right?
Yeah.
And that's
And
a
AI.
stealth product, right? But the fact that we will then handhold you and bring you into a professionally managed portfolio on top of that, like what?
Game changer. Yeah.
Game
This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, I would say that there's other stuff being added to it. So this is also kind of just the start of that. I mean, I already talked about having other types of portfolios, different curated portfolios. Perhaps, again, the affiliate program. So expanding on that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You guys also are talking about having other bridges. So
Yeah.
AI, there's other there's other chains to be
Yeah.
on. So there's a
Yeah.
whole bunch of different aspects for this.
This is just the beginning. I mean, guys, this is literally the very first block that begins the entire path for us, right? And the ecosystem that that Eric and Will have built here and that the team is pulling together is incredibly unique and powerful in the world of crypto and DeFi, right? Like this is the easiest on-ramp into DeFi, bar none. Full stop. Like this is, your mom, your dad, all those digital non-natives, everybody who has trouble understanding crypto and how to get into it and what's safe once they get into it, all of that, right? So, and this is, honestly, this is the last piece that we've been waiting for, so that we can really begin crowing about it and pushing marketing. So this is where it gets fun.
Yeah, we're so excited to unleash the marketing beast, and I've seen what Stefan's got prepared, and it is awesome, guys. You guys are going to be really impressed. So UpLink.
Even with that, I think so.
That's the story.
What we're talking about, just like, and I know we're getting towards like the end of the show, but in terms of marketing, so you only really need like a success rate of what, like 2% for this to like really like stick up. As crazy as that sounds. That's how big this campaign is.
We're shooting fish in a barrel with this campaign, right? Like all we need to do is even just 1% conversion is still going to be a significant number. Like the amount of audience that we have access to, and guys, just so you know, we are, Jason mentioned the affiliate program. We will be launching an affiliate program for our community to bring new users into UpLink. And that's something that, we had to get UpLink in place. Now we're going to build out the connector to the affiliate program for you. So within the next 3 to 4 weeks, we'll be hitting you up and giving you the opportunity to play with that. So hang on.
I mean, I'm also, the community council, when we found out about this, our minds are racing back and forth. Obviously, we all have our opinions to make it grow, and it will be growing from here. But even another add-on for this that I just want to put out there. So like my channel, for instance, so like Beyond FOMO, the website that I have, it's being revamped, it's being redone. So it's going to come live maybe actually next week or the following week. But for me as an individual to have an iframe or a widget to embed UpLink onto my website, that when my followers and people that subscribe to me want to get into crypto, guess what? UpLink is right there.
Yeah.
They're not saying, okay, I'm not telling them to go, open up whatever other exchanges that are out there. They could just actually go directly from my website to get BNB or the other tokens that might be provided through that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny. So, when Binance closed down Binance Bridge, it was like a blessing. And I was like, "You guys serious? You just
couldn't believe it.
Like, you just made it harder for people to not use UpLink, right?"
Yeah, they kind of shot themselves in the foot with that.
Yeah, they totally did.
Amazing. So, guys, just to reiterate, yes, this is built for your friends, your mother, your father, whoever is not in crypto. It's just an easy way to get into crypto. We had the question, what about off-ramps? The answer is, we'll work on that as well, baby steps, right? But it's a great way to get into crypto for now, and you always have the option to off-ramp in centralized exchanges. But the point is, for those of you holding AI, using the platform, right, get your friends to buy crypto through this. It really helps the project. It really helps us build, hire more engineers, really just pour fuel on that fire called, Flourishing AI that's just going to race through the crypto industry right now. We hope, right? And with your help, we're pretty confident that it will. So thank you, guys.
I love it. I was actually just thinking, why not have something here so it says convert to? Because I remember, so Will, you had mentioned like the Binance Bridge. They had like that little check mark that said, would you like some BNB with this transaction or something? Yep. So I know it'll say burning AI tokens, but could have something to say, do you want some AI tokens?
That's a good idea, actually. Yeah.
That is a good idea.
It's a good idea.
Once again, innovating right on this show, guys.
I know, right? Come on.
First. Just like you heard the idea for UpLink on the show first, and you didn't even see it coming, did you?
And I think Jason only wants like 15%. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
And by the way, if you guys been watching this show, I told you multiple times that I was going to shave the moment I found out about UpLink, and I did actually.
There he is.
By the way.
There we go.
Look at that handsome devil.
Yeah.
He looks like a newborn. Jeez, baby smooth.
Yep. All right, guys, we're at the end for this, but that's because we also have our next segment, which is the market talk. So Will and I, we're going to start on that. So Cannonball, Eric, Carter, Steve, if you want to join, you can. I'm going to share the links with you guys. But for those that, I guess, so for UpLink, we're going to have like a Medium article, some information as well, or what
Yep.
else
Yep,
do
we
you
will.
guys
In
want to
fact,
provide?
one authored by Steve.
Yeah, in fact, it's already up. We slipped that up yesterday,
Ah,
and I'll
okay.
be pushing it out. We'll be pushing some notifications out about it, and it sort of was a lead into what UpLink was. So we wanted to play a little game and let you guys discover it if you found it, and there we go. So we've got that. We'll be talking more about the overall vision as well over the coming weeks on our Medium posts. And you talk about off ramps, like, think about what the ecosystem is and needs to be and where you might take it. And guess what? We're probably thinking that same thing. So just pay attention. It's all there for you. We're not hiding it.
No, we're not.
I'm gonna we'll talk after the show. Maybe I could use those images, put them across social media, kind of get that going out there.
Why
So we'll
not?
talk about that. All right, guys.
That's
Thanks for this show. Again, we're
Thank
gonna
you, guys.
take a step back and we're gonna start the marketing talk as well. We'll have a link for that in both the Telegram groups. And let's get ready to start promoting UpLink. I'm excited for it.
Rock and roll, boys. Let's
Great
go.
group.
Awesome.
All right, thanks,
Awesome.
guys. See you next week.
Thanks.
See ya.
Thank you.